on this particular map, but a lot of players and a lot of teams have started moving away from the Viper. Poach and Weeded specifically have started moving away from the Viper. In fact, Exit just stopped playing this map altogether, but here we go. Pistol round up. All's going to come down over towards the B side. Immortals on the attack here. Shot up on the Reyna should be pretty massive, as I think this is a pretty Reyna-favored map now.
It looks like, again, some of those pre-match worries that we had about maybe JC Stadium not being able to get into the game have been alleviated. So this is, of course, the full 5-man roster you would expect for Immortals. And this opening offense looks like it will be heading over towards B immediately. Aggressive spy cam is placed defensively here. Nature's just going to watch the long flank, so he will not be a part of this hit. And Gen.G's defense is going to largely come right through the side of Orange. Wall is down. A lot of utility being thrown out, but the spike will successfully be planted if it doesn't come at a cost of, again, the Sage being tagged down low. Healing Orb will be there. GMD on the way forward. Mikhail also able to scout some things out with the Aldrone. They're not sticking for this plan as the slow orb comes through. Gen.G able to find first blood officially as Sean finally gets involved. Backside yellow. Sean's going to find all 3 kills so far. He gets the 4th. Last player alive is Nature. And will it be Sean for the ace? Nearly. Nature down to 37 HP. Needs to try to toggle these players on the spike. Not going to find the kills. And Gen.G's defensive retake will be good.
And this is Gen.G coming in after they had 3 coming down mid. Gen.G plays from mid more than any other team I've seen on this map so far for ICEBOX, so expect Gen.G to do more stuff mid, whether that's on defense or offense here. Immortals get a free plant over towards B. They gamble / make a read that most teams are going to be stacking A on the defense because most teams will be attacking A as well. So we joke about the fact that Immortals go 12 rounds A. Well, round number 1, they go B straight away, get the plant there. Really, really safe play from Nature. I don't know if he disconnected or he just, what he was exactly doing, but he actually went back towards spawn, so maybe he was looking over for the potential flank. 4 going over towards B. Nature holding up towards spawn. Post plant, though, goes the way of chemicals, or rather for Sean. And Sean doesn't quite go towards any major weapons to pick up with, and the force expectedly coming through Immortals already paying dividends.
Mikhail gonna have to hold off for as long as humanly possible. Same setup, toxic screen, barrier orb. Mikhail up top, able to get the high ground, tagged up while doing so, has to give it away. H-Shells are also in the mix. The defensive retake on the way. Quinn trying to find some action in the backside, but again, this barrier orb is just causing so many problems right now for Gen.G. The hit's gonna have to come through and come through convincingly. Here it comes Win. First one up, able to find the elimination. Now backside yellow. Second contestant nearby. Not able to snap. Chemical's able to find the trade. He does get caught a bit though, but shot up able to find the immediate response. 3v2 we go. Gen.G running out of time. Have to make a play. Gangsta from the corner will find
Huge.
2 kills. And Immortals able to tie things up 1-1.
Yeah, shot up surviving on 13 HP as well, dismissing away. Would have loved to have gone for the heal, but can't quite reach it. And Immortals on the stingers coming up big time. Part of me is a little bit surprised that Sean doesn't maybe go towards the rifle. Gen.G had a number of kills there, 4 kills for Sean. He was 5 out of 7 on ultimates. Probably has, I believe, coming into the showstopper by now. Gangster picking up 2 here. The spray down and a transfer onto 2 targets. Another plant onto B, and this is where, in terms of the mind games, you know, again, I have to harken back to the fact that Immortals are known as a team that just go A, go A, go A. They've gone B twice, and Gen.G are like, this is the new Immortals. We expect them to go A, and they're not going A.
Well, now they are. Next round up.
That's the mind games.
Yep. And it's just Win who's here. He should hear some footsteps. Has to back away. Gonna be tagged up just a touch. Second follow-up. Win good for the first blood. 5v4 situation, but a retake will be required as JC Stani will immediately plant the spike.
Counter force as well. You did see that Gen.G did force up to Stinger, so both teams don't want to give this one away. Early resurrection as well. JC Stani with the kill and the conversion. 4v4, low HP. Don't know if a heal is available just yet. A couple of big frags coming in now, coming from the Gen.G side of things. It's still a post plant. Now the heal's into effect. Looking for the next kill here. There's 3 still alive and healthy, and it will be a big brawl down in the choke.
Now looking good. Gangsta's able to fight 2. Not enough ammunition though in the Stinger to make much work happen beyond that. And as soon as the last bit of utility fades away, it will be an easy defuse for GMD. And he's going to make sure he forfeits that over to allow Mikhail to get closer to that Hunter's Fury as fast as possible. No problems as Gen.G and Immortals. A lot of aggression through and through so far. Tight gunfights resulting in what has been a very tight 2-1.
A really good comeback here as well in terms of the post plant. Well, rather in terms of the retake here. It's Immortals, at least on the initial rotation for the hit itself, having a pretty simple time of, you know, getting on site for free. Opening pistol, you saw them get B for free. Round number 3 here, see them get A for free. Quinn was the only one there. And Gen.G able to retake to be able to get the trades required. Both teams don't want to save either. Look at this. I mean, yeah. Immortals kind of just lose the round, straight into another buy, straight into aggression over towards B as well. It's actually going to be Huynh diving in there, instantly punished by JC Stani, and Immortals looking for the 5v4 now. They also have Empress available if they want to go for it.
Wouldn't be a bad round to use it. Just, again, try to do as much as you can to hinder Gen.G's ability to keep going weapon for you. Long play in the backs. Anthony Guimond not going to find anything there. Nature shuts it down. He's been responsible for this flank, and he has earned that responsibility, you feel like, pretty convincingly. So as Gen.G are now in a 3v5 situation, the Hunter's Fury is going to come out here. A bit surprising, but Gangsta makes use of it for a free elimination. And now it's just down to Mikhail in the corner, able to find one, but stuck in the barrier orb, can't find a second. And Immortals should be able to get this plant off as Kusta's playing the long flank through the defense, pardon me, the offensive spawn.
He might be able to get a timing on one here, but that's about damage. It's about as much damage as you can hope for. Even now, Toxin Screen comes through. They sense it. Look at the movements from JC Stani. Oh my goodness, Kusta, hang on a second. 2 kills. It's twice as many as I thought he'd get. Excited for a second, just in case a third would come through, and then a possible 1v1. But as you'd expect, Immortals have enough members there. And just by the way, speaking of the Hunter's Fury, I think it's actually well played from Gangsta. You want to look for as many advantages as possible, going back and forth, 1 round apiece with both teams. And neither team is going to back down. It's just going to be buys into buys into buys into buys. And more rifles coming into play as well. Plenty of plants here now for Immortals. And Ultimate still to play in. It's been, what, 5 rounds? And JC Stani's found his 2nd resurrection.
Got to check your math there, Avril. I pulled out my TA84 plus. 2 times 0 is still 0. So he didn't get double the amount of kills that you're figuring on. But
Kusta? I said Kusta was going to get 1, so 2 times 1.
Okay. I thought he said he was going to have nothing.
No.
Okay, well, never mind. Early spike plant coming to the mix here. Bladestorm up top. Chemicals put down as GMD survives with 19 HP. Tries to watch to see if he can find the exit away from the immediate plant of the spike, but isn't able to find it. Empress will be popped here in this 4v5 situation. Maybe try to clear some space to see if they can get this forward, not allowing Gen.G to get the immediate retag, but yeah, the recon bolt coming through. GMD looking to move forward. It will find the Empress, shot up, immediately deleted. Now the toggle, here comes the full retake, and it's, come on, finding 3, Huynh and Sean the other 2, and Gen.G go round for round still with Immortals.
What an absolute shutdown there again. We see Gen.G coming in for a clean retake forward life, and Guimond cleans up shot up here. The Empress instantly tagged by the tracking dart. Can't quite convert any kills. JC Stani can't go for the res either. The body's too far on the open. So we talk about the fact that JC Stani has gotten a 2nd resurrection within 5 rounds here, but isn't able to really get the value out of it. Speaking of value, the Empress just doesn't find anything for Shotup, who's had a slow game. Shotup's been one of the most impressive players I think we've seen in the region so far. This is absolutely kind of the star player for Immortals. Some of the best stats that we've seen across the region. And a 3-5 beginning, and Empress that doesn't find any value, kind of bottoming out a little bit next to Chemicals here, who's also on 1 and 6. The duelist players for Immortals still waiting to step up here. They need to do it soon.
And let's be honest, I mean, I'm not trying to sit there and say that Immortals is either going to find success or failure, depending on if they get value out of their duelist, but Chemicals and Shotup both go empty on their ultimates from the previous round. Mikhail, Hunter's Fury, splits right through a number of players, eventually connects as JC Stani, who falls. No up top for the resurrection to be used this round. And now they hit forward. Gangsta able to find another. Gen.G in a 2v4 situation, make it now just down to Sean. He's done incredible things in the past. He has an idea where Shotup is off of this little bit of regeneration, but cannot find the angle. And that will be another round for Immortals. 3-3, back and forth we go.
Well, there we go. Chemicals had a very slow start. 1 and 6 is the scoreline before this particular round, and that was 2 kills. Should be at 3 and 6 now. Working towards the potential for another Blaze Storm. Nature nearly on the Viper's Pit. Resurrection didn't have to be used that particular round as well. Immortals clean over towards A. We talked about the fact that Gen.G have had some good retakes. Well, that wasn't one of them. Immortals solid on that post plant. Shot up in the high position. Chemicals very fast onto site there as well. Huynh now looking over towards the operator. We're sniping on A, and just as we think about A, Immortals in terms of their decision of which site to go towards, they've kind of, you know, had another situation where they might just be out-rotating Gen.G. Hyun's going to see nothing early on. Guimond has pushed up over towards mid again. Gen.G do like to play mid. They see nothing mid, see nothing A for now, and now they got to realize it's going to be B.
Same exact setup. Toxic Screen, Barrier Orb. Sean, little bounce pass off the containers. That actually looked like it was pretty well placed, but it doesn't find much damage. So the spike goes down. We've got a 5v5 retake scenario. This time it's Chemicals watching the flank, not Nature. He's a part of this hold defensively now for Immortals in the post plan. Sean looking maybe be the first one forward. Slow orb will stall. Operator shots going just a bit wide as Swin tries to find something through the toxic screen. GMD trying to scout things out, not going to find much. Kusa for first blood. Here comes the retake. JC Stan is going to grip for the resurrection, but Sean comes around, finds himself two. Chemicals now a part of this mix. Able to go 2 for 2. Defensive numbers for Gen.G, but the clock becoming a bit of a problem. Win finds himself another, and Kusta cleans up the final kill. Just enough time for Gen.G to secure their 4th rounder to the defuse.
I think you're really starting to see the problems with B here now. Immortals going B, yes, they get a free plant, they wall up, the spike comes down, Gen.G do nothing about it because they can't do anything about it. Toxin screen as well, cutting the site in half, which is better for the post plant, but the post plant itself is not going to be good for B, typically speaking. If you do not have control over orange, if you can't make a play over towards kitchen, flank around mid, or do something creative, you're hanging around yellow and green. It's not a good post plant. You can't do anything there. It's not even potentially Immortals' fault. It's the way the map is designed. You almost have to be forced to make something creative happen against orange or, you know, up to Snowman potentially. So the fact that they hold up around yellow, you see the initial kill into shot up. Yes, the resurrection comes through, but Gen.G get aggressive. They clean up yellow, and the round is done. That's it.
It all comes off of one recon bolt as well, you have to keep in mind. I mean, that's the big kind of toggle when you're stacked up behind no cover, essentially, outside of the one yellow container. Gen.G just take back the map just off of one recon bolt. So, again, Immortals gonna hit the same exact route. Toxic screen is up. Chemicals watching the flank. The other 4 are gonna move forward.
This won't be free.
And Mikhail will already get the shock dart down. Viper's Pit will also be spent here for Nature. Try to keep this post plant a little bit more safe. Knifing through the barrier orb. GMD gonna find one down low. Shot up also falling. It's first blood in favor of Gen.G. But the full retake will have to still required for Gen.G. As Chemicals has now made his part come to life here onto the site itself. Mikhail able to find another elimination. That's the Viper's Pit completely down. Hardest Fury now in the mix. That's offensive off this post plant. Gonna find value as Gangsta is able to find 1 kill and damage onto more. JC Stani moving forward. Really no hope here, you would feel like, for Whit, and no hope indeed will exist. Round for round, and just the setups that we've seen off of the Viper and the Sage have just allowed for quick plants, and then hopefully for Gen.G quick retakes, and it's gone literally 50-50 thus far.
I think the big difference this round, and you're going to ask me, like, whatever, what's the difference between this round and previous round? I thought you said post plant on B was going to be bad. Well, they actually held onto yellow here. That's probably the biggest difference, is JC Stani held so strong onto yellow. If JC Stani loses control of yellow, that goes Gen.G's way. So that one pivotal duel that JC Stani has around the corner, super important. By the way, Nature goes down, Viper's Pit is gone. That could have been a very good round for Immortals, still was, if they didn't lose shot up early. They kept the Viper's Pit up. I actually thought what was going to happen was the Neural Theft was going to go to shot up's body, and then they would clear the Viper's Pit via the Neural Theft coming through from who is Kusta. But Gen.G end up kind of brute forcing their way through. It ends up working a little bit better for them. And now Gen.G, because they've been conditioned to hold B a lot more aggressive, well, they've been have the hold B more so. You see them pushing up into B. They know it's going to be A now because no one shot up at B at all.
Chemicals still to find first blood. Lots of damage, but the jet on jet battle goes the way of Immortals. Nature also takes care of Kusta, who just had a pistol available. Sean able to at least get 1 kill in response. The problem is, this is going to be a really tough hold for Gen.G overall. Spike will be planted. Sean hoping for a free kill, but Gangsta watching over the top gets elimination. Now it's just down to 2. Again, Gen.G are already in the site, so if they can find the kills, maybe there's an opportunity. Shot up is again caught in a weird situation. That'll be a weapon picked up likely. The Stinger is good for Mikhail for a double, but it's Gangsta who saves the day here for Immortals post plant, putting them up 5-4.
Another super bloody round here as well. This is why we're seeing so many ultimates, by the way, because both teams are trading so evenly. A high number of kills and a high number of deaths per squad. Shot up is still kind of struggling here. Not really finding that many kills. He's died, what, 2 rounds in a row now without really finding anything. Still on 5 and 9, which is not great for your Reina player. We're starting to see Chemicals come alive. Now got that operator shot into the last round. Another resurrection. We're coming up to, what, 3 resurrections now in this opening half, which is an insane amount of reses available for a team like Immortals playing with Sage. Back towards B. Great by Gen.G to actually hold B aggressively. This is what they need to do. Win straight away onto the Bladestorm.
Aldrone is the first thing forward here. It very well could scout out some of these Gen.G players, but it gets dealt with. In. Up top, finds one, dashes away, gets a second. Is he
my
good for a
God.
third? Goes to the pistol. It's going to be GMD to finish the kill. It's a 3-for-1 exchange, and Gen.G's defense, a huge advantage in a 4v2.
Shot-up's like a bullet and knife magnet today. Just can't catch a break. Chemicals is even the first one down. Shot-up's like, I'll trade. Doesn't happen. And now Immortals, this round is probably done now. They can't quite plant without the Sage. They have a Toxin screen, but it's not going to be safe. And this is going to be the one round where Immortals are not going to really be able to get onto site. And all that needed to happen was Gen.G needed to play a little bit more aggressively on B. They did that on the previous round as well, even though Immortals went A. And now it pays off for them. Huge round coming through from where not much left here to deal with. Spike goes on the floor. And now a 4 versus 1 where Nature will look for damage. Can't find it. The only damage that comes will be incoming damage towards his own team. And bit of an unfortunate round for Immortals where, again, their duelist players get shut down almost immediately.
Is that the first round that we haven't seen a spike plant yet? I mean,
it feels like it. I'm starting to remember. One thing that Immortals have done well is they've been able to get onto sites fairly consistently, fairly free. They always get a spike down. It comes out very quickly as well. You know, a lot of this comes from the setup from JC starting on the wall as well, specifically for B. But how many kills coming on through? JC starting goes down. Nothing's there. There's no res either. So he's still got the res now. If he was alive and he reses either Chemicals or Shot Up, that's still a winnable round.
Well, Shut Up, not the greatest start for him. Has an Empress to potentially turn this half around as we get into round number 11. Very back and forth affair. These rounds have been lightning quick. Here comes Immortals again. Same setup. Empress will be popped first.
Please don't die.
Drone over the top. You see a world where he's going to get tagged and immediately deleted again.
Yeah, he's going to walk in first and die straight away. That's what Shot Up's been doing every round. He just dies straight away.
Well, he will have to fade back. The setup was not allowed this time for Immortals to get onto the spike plant. So now all of a sudden the Empress may just fade away without finding any value whatsoever as the rotation looks like it wants to go back over to A.
And Gen.G are wisening up to this as well. Immortals are kind of getting scared now. I don't know if they're getting scared or just paying a lot of respect. They're definitely respecting the fact that they've gone B a lot, trying to make a fast play, forcing Gen.G to respond. Gen.G now, as soon as they hear pressure onto B, they come straight away. We're not seeing a lot of defaulting from Immortals. They're 5 stacking B, 5 stacking A, going back to B. Nature's down. At least it's not Shut Up dead first, but the Empress is gone.
And the resurrection will immediately come through, and as GMD takes the second challenge, Chemicals puts him down. So a 5v4 the other way. It's an offensive Hunter's Fury to clear some space. Spike will be planted. Shot Up, no Empress. Looking for the free kill, and goodness, Shot Up is really having a rough go of it. That was a free kill, and I think 99 out of 100 games for him, but this one, not the case. So we go 4v4.
Is his name that because he gets shot up? What's going on here? The guy's just, he's been getting annihilated every single run. Great shot coming through from the response as well.
Showstopper.
Big rocket as well. Sean collects the double. That is going to give Gen.G a lot more to work with. The gang is still alive. Douse down to Kusta now for the 1v2 and Chemicals for the cleanup as well. And Immortals sneaking by the skin of their teeth. And Chemicals is going to be the one to at least give Immortals that round. It was tough, wasn't it? Look at the final couple of kills coming in through with Sean on the double on the showstopper. That looked like it was going to be Gen.G maybe bringing the round back.
Yeah, it's just the fact that Gangsta stays alive and he doesn't just find 1 kill on the backside near green. He gets 2. And if you don't take it by the tone of my voice, it's surprising that he's able to find 2 in that instance. But a back and forth affair where, let's be honest, outside of a couple of gun rounds that even still maybe didn't see full purchases of the armor, it results in a round 12, 5-6 currently. Saw the judge in hand, GMD getting aggressive. I think the Aldron has scouted him out, though. The recon bolt surely will.
I think he does.
Now the Lear, and Shot Up will finally get himself a first blood. Able to get the overheal off, and now it's again Immortals moving forward with numbers.
Yeah, I completely lie. Gimon did not dodge that at all, but Shot Up doesn't dodge that bullet either. So if we get 1 kill, he'll respond. Sean makes it even. 3v2 now, Alan. Spike on the floor. Not a good start for Immortals, considering they do need JC starting to get a free plant, and I don't know if they can do that anymore because the rest of Gen.G have shown up onto B. Still 1 minute to play through. The best course for Immortals to take now would be to try and maybe fake a little bit over towards B and slowly make their way over to A, or just go completely silent and kind of trick Gen.G into dividing their defense a bit.
The first round where we can actually take in the environment right now. Everything has been so quick.
Yeah, it looks like Texas. I'm joking.
No, but seriously,
I do feel for the
but
Texans.
seriously, it looks
I
like
hope
Texas.
the Texans are holding through. No, I do feel for them. That That was half funny and half men in poor taste, so I laughed, but I apologize a lot. I hope the Texans are doing good. I hope Immortals can maybe try and do something to recover this round as well. As we get towards 20 seconds, obviously not going to save. Going to have to be making their way either through Harry Potter into Orange or into the link on towards A. Camera checks A, nothing there. Gangster takes Mikhail down. There's no time, though.
No time, you would think. He's going to have to essentially find this elimination. There could be point of contact. Gangsta's trying to get forward to just plant. Win around the corner. Never was checked. And then we will end the first half tied 6-6. And I don't know if I ever fully sat down after our last break to get to our next one here. A very quick first half. We'll swap the sides, send things to a halftime break, and we'll see what happens with this back half of ICEBOX when we come back. Very quick first half, and a lot of it enabled by the Sage and Viper toxic screen plays. Will Gen.G try to keep up that same pace? I think is my big question coming into this next half here, Avril.
I think Gen.G as well. You know, if you look back on how they played against TSM, 8-4 was their start. A lot of mid plays coming on through. Big stack over towards A now. Plenty of Immortals are going to be there to respond. Shut up. Not the greatest performance on the first half, but Reina is known to be pretty good over towards A, so this is where Immortals can really get the ball rolling. A lot of Immortals here to defend.
Paranoia, Lear already into the mix. Gen.G trying to make their way forward. No kills to speak of as of yet. And finally, the frenzy battle undertaken. Kusta thought he was going to fall right into 2 kills, but only walks away with 1. Gen.G still with the numbers in a 3v2. GMD try to get the spike planted, and he will do so successfully as the Immortals will back away and make sure they're able to approach this with at least numbers. And Gakes actually gets a bit of collateral damage onto Sean there with the 1 tap into GMD. That makes things a little bit more interesting as Nature capitalizes on the kill. And Gakesta, he will actually connect a headshot. Will look to be through the wall on the win, and that will be the easy follow-up elimination. Brilliant retake for Immortals in the 2v3.
Beautiful from Gangster. Like you said, the collateral onto 2 as well. Headshot to get a kill. Put Sean onto critical HP. Cleaned up by Nature. And if it wasn't for that, I mean, that was a 2 versus 3 that was looking very heavily in the favor of Gen.G, but Immortals coming through. Gangster, I think, maybe the second time now. I believe it's second or maybe third. Definitely second time for Gangster to come up big late in a round to find the damage, to find the kills, to get Immortals this win. And the pistol now, I mean, look at the round summary here, Alan. It's complete back and forth. one round, both going each way. The only sort of thing here that's, you know, in terms of trivia, I still feel for Shot Up because there's only been 13 rounds and Shot Up's died 13 times, so he's been the only one dying every single round. But it is going to be potential for A to be locked up by Immortals with Shot Up playing there on the Reina, pretty favored. As mentioned, Gen.G do like to go mid quite a lot in ICEBOX, so here comes that mid pressure. Is the response going to be there? Immortals have read this correctly. Look at the damage. Kuster on 13.
Yeah, 3 members stacked on top this mid container. The walls blocking the hit over towards Kitchen. Chemicals, Shot Up, gonna combine for 2. That's a little bit more like it for Shot Up. It can be sometimes frustrating, I think, to be the entry man with Immortals, how fast they play. But sometimes it does provide for some pretty special moments. But as the hit does come into A, the spike will be planted as GMD and Sean are able to find a couple of kills. JC Stanny able to catch some decent timing onto Guimon. Chemicals up top, looking to find a retake from the back. Will not get the better of Mikhail. 2v2. Mikhail down to just 4 HP, has to play off of his utility. Nature finds the easy kill. Also gets a read on where exactly Sean is playing. But maybe not. Okay, the double peek will be there, and JC Stanny does take care of it. Wants to make sure there's no interesting interaction with that boombot, and then finds himself a nice defuse, putting him close to the early resurrection.
And Gen.G made that one close though, didn't they? A good read by Immortals to start things out with over towards mid. Again, they probably did see the ICEBOX game that Gen.G played TSM. Everyone did. Because who doesn't want to see TSM lose every now and then? And, well, for Gen.G, obviously going to be playing around mid at some point. Immortals read the play was going to be there, cleaned it up, Shot Up getting a double kill here, starting to work towards that early Empress. We're at a 6 here, recovering some kills that he didn't get earlier. And Immortals losing control of A because they didn't realize that Gen.G were making a bit of an A split play. A was completely clean because Immortals shifted off members from A over towards mid. And then the recovery coming in. JC Starny now, this time being the hero that Immortal needs to be able to get those kills. And look at this though, Gen.G not giving up. They probably should have saved here, but they've got to force again.
Again, just the early pressure. That wall is going to go top tube, you feel like almost every single time, because you mentioned that Gen.G loves to play in the middle of the map. And if you try to go for this hit through mid-blue, you're going to be met with shock darts as well, apparently. Seems to be the tradition here for Immortals defense. GMD and a lot of Gen.G Tagged up low, shot up, comes around the back, able to find one elimination. That spike, that's down. Not a great spot for Gen.G in this very early 4v5.
Shut up looks like he wants to challenge further as well. Hasn't seen anything else just yet, and the rest of Immortals are pouncing. Yes, they are. Chemicals onto GMD as well. Now that Gen.G are down to 3 again, only Stingers and Sheriffs here. Kusta can't get anything done with his Sheriff, so 2 alive. Now they will get the spike, but it's probably all they're going to get because Immortals are looking for the full cleanup, the full flawless.
Shot up finds another. Just comes down to Sean. Does well to find a clean first elimination, but he's completely trapped topside rafters. Gonna get his feet tagged up. Does find one more elimination. Not bad, but so far it's been all Immortals in this second half, up 9-6.
They did bring 3 rifles into this round. I don't think they recovered the last one, so they might have to do a couple of rebuys here. Oh no, they do have 3 rifles here. Purchase the 2 more, they'll have full guns. For Gen.G as well, I mean, they've actually lost every single round, but with the loss bonuses piling up and the extra kills, again, it's been quite bloody across the board. Even on that last round, what looked like it could have been an Immortals flawless, they still dropped 2 anyway. And just due to that fact, you do have Gen.G now looking towards rifles, so it's kind of weird to me that we kind of eventually get here, despite Gen.G buying up Stingers and whatnot pretty much every single round, but this is going to be the pivotal one in either case. All guns available, and, well, one of them are gone.
Opening first blood, Chemicals. Not a great start to this round here for Gen.G. Big opportunity for them to potentially work their way back in with a round win here, but they're going to be hard-pressed to do this in a 4v5 where you still have an Empress available for shot up if he so chooses to use it. Gen.G going to continue to pick the pressure and try to scout out at least information towards B. They've got a lot of utility to still do this, but the problem is missing out on one of your big fraggers in your raise is not great news.
It's actually a pretty nice cloud smoke coming through from Nature as well. Really blocks out the high angle on green. Yep, yellow's been cleaned up by JC Stani as well. It's going to be tough for Gen.G now to really find a plant. They don't have a Sage to work with, so you're not going to find that nice and easy plant either. See the snake bite onto the default. Cloud burst coming, cloud smoke rather, coming back online as well. Gen.G are kind of stuck here. They lose more, they lose the spike. They're about to lose the round.
Yeah, completely trapped. Chemicals will get 3, 2 of which were after that initial first blood. Flawless round for Immortals in... For as hot and heavy as the first half was, this has been very controlled and very decisive for Immortals overall. It puts Gen.G in a terrible financial position. They're going to have to go to a save here and hope that they can make some magic happen on the potential Thrifty.
Even then, and they might be able to half buy here. Again, they've been looking towards Stingers pretty much every single round, no matter what. And, well, there it is. It'll be Stinger light armor. Might as well. Stinger's still cheap on this particular patch. We're playing on the old patch, by the way, for anyone that didn't realize. Should be fairly obvious by now. As you look towards Shot Up playing the Rainer, still has 4 charges of Dismiss Devour. And Immortals 10 and 6. Now 3 ultimates online. More on the way, potentially. And for Gen.G as well, again, you have to go back to the TSM game. Gen.G had an 8 and 4 attacking half versus TSM, and well, 4's gone now, so if we want to see 8 and 4 again, they have to get 8 in a row, and they would have to at least get 6 in a row to be in a stage where they can force this map point. Immortals are looking very poised to clean up ICEBOX here as they're only 3 away.
It's just been one of those things. I mean, you saw it there on the scoreboard for a second. How good has the team help been for Immortals? Almost everybody is carrying 5+ assists. That just kind of goes to show that these hits, with how much coordination you've seen, not just from the Viper and the Sage in combination with the offense, but how they're also using them defensively has been great for the team overall, which seems like such an easy thing to say, but it really is important to note. So if now for Immortals, a little bit more of a split defense as Nature has pushed forward through B long past the yellow container. They're able to fully stack closer towards A, and Chemicals again has walked away with first blood.
It's quite difficult going up against Jet over towards A as well, playing the off angles. Gangster found the lurk over towards mid again. A good read coming through from Immortals. They've shut this down. The round is basically over, Alan. It's 5v1. Look, Gen.G only has Stingers anyway. This is going to be another flawless, isn't it? Not quite. Gimon will take up a bit of luxury tax, but 4 alive still. Plenty of, resource and plenty of economy still in for Immortals. 11-6 and 2 away now from cleaning up ICEBOX.
And they've gotten Sean down, 2 rounds in a row at least as first blood. So when you're looking at it for Gen.G saying, all right, Sean's got to be our entry man here, especially when he's got things like Showstoppers available, Blast Pack charges that he loves to use aggressively. 20 and 15 with 4 assists has largely been the reason why Gen.G's been so successful in at least that first half, but it's been 5 straight rounds here for Immortals, and a lot of the reason is because Sean hasn't even been a part of any of these hits so far.
Also comes down to the fact that, I mean, look how much presence in mid Immortals have. A lot of teams just play A and B. They don't play too much over towards mid. You will have somebody kitchen for the most part. Sean now defaulting over towards at least the tube to try and deal with some of these, you know, ice walls. JC Stardy will probably get spotted by this boom box. He'll have to shoot it, reveal his positioning. There it is. That might give Sean a bit of a 1v1 if he wants to take it, but we'll just take the more measured approach here, as this is a very important round for Gen.G. They finally have guns and don't want to kind of waver this. 4 out of 5 ultimates. Kusta's 6 out of 7 in terms of ult charge as well. In fact, everyone pretty much has an ultimate here. Gangsta's only 1 away from his own ult.
Yeah, this is a must-win round in my mind for Gen.G. So you definitely do not want to be throwing away lives, especially on your potential entry with a showstopper. Mikhail not going to see too much with that owl drone. Shot up top. Same position he was last round. A little bit of a shoulder peek. Does result in a bit of damage. But Chemicals again over the top with the operator over towards B. Finds first blood. Now the Empress pop. Paranoia on the way through. Nice recon bolt. Will scout out one player nearby. Able to see a foot, and now here comes the double chow. Brilliant kill for GMD. Gen.G's now forward. Shot up is going to be able to go back into the mix here with the resurrection, but you've got every single element coming out to play here for Gen.G. Mikhail makes good of the Hunter's Fury. Chemicals drops as he pulled out the Blade Storm, so now it's just down to Nature to try to hold on for as long as possible. And he will be successful in making this for a time a 2v2, now a 1v1, and Nature is going to allow the spike to be played and then look for the reset. Recon bolt out, immediately deleted. And up top, Nature! What a shot out of Mikhail! 3 kills for him, and now Immortals on map point.
That is the kind of flick that is just unbelievable. He had no idea where Mikhail was, and I'm not fully convinced that he let the plant come on through. He thought maybe Mikhail faked the plant. There's still 12 seconds remaining. And then Mikhail could have been anywhere. He could have been, you know, he could have swung down low towards the left. He could have gone towards screens. He could have backed out, played for the full post plan, back over towards A lobby. But the fact that Nature was looking over towards lower, sees ahead, and instantly flicks on the most disgusting flick I've seen so far on this map. Huge for Immortals, as that is a round that Gen.G probably feel a little bit cheated on.
Oh, it was a must-win round, I think. Now you're on map point. You've got to go 6 in a row. You haven't found a single round yet offensively for Gen.G. They do have a handful of ultimates to play with. Blade Storm, you heard, get popped. And Gen.G are going to try to make a play.
Contact A.
Yeah. Hunter's Fury through the middle of the map. It will not largely connect on too much, but Shot Up has pushed through A. He gets 2. Mikhail will eventually put down the threat, but it comes at a steep cost. 4v3 situation for Immortals defense. Make it now a 4v2.
Massive read, Shot Up. This round pushing on through. I mean, Immortals are changing up their pacing every single round, even on defense. And Nature close by. Hasn't heard any footsteps yet. You can already see that Chemicals is looking over towards spawn, where Shot Up died. No one else is still hanging out there. Haven't heard any more footsteps over towards A. Gen.G are going to do the Gen.G thing on ICEBOX and push through mid into screens. It's going to come down to Gangsta. Does he know it? Does he feel it? Can he sense that there's action coming through from behind? He's turning around now. Oh, Barrel betrays him. Mikhail gets a kill. This is possible now, as Spike will be planted. A 2v1 retake. Viper's Pit available. Don't know that it'll be used here, but 2v1 is pretty good for Immortals.
1v2 situation. Mikhail up top. Doesn't read Chemicals. So Immortals will take map number 1. It was, let me be honest, a wild first half. I don't think we've seen an ICEBOX half come to a conclusion so quickly. And then the second half, literally, and I mean this